What's up, Bluecloud community? Welcome back to another video. Again, I'm on my camera in another conference room, a little bit better today. And for anybody watching, you see what I'm dealing with here. Anybody listening on the podcast, I'm in a small conference room just talking to my phone, but I think that the content's gonna be very helpful. So hopefully this series of videos and audios and blog posts provides you guys with not only new strategies and ways to think about the business, but it opens up some new ideas that are typically not often talked about in the app business, right? These are more marketing ideas or more business ideas, more about the bigger picture, because I think that that's the one piece that the app business it has different than most other business models, where everybody starts with the big picture, then they drill down to the tactics. We built the entire business on tactics, and now we need to build out to the strategies. So I'm going to keep coming back to that same idea, and I think that it's really important. That's why I wrote that list of top 10 books you guys should go check out. I'll link to that below and all that good stuff. Now today, I wanted to go back to what we were talking about yesterday about app marketing techniques, and I'm probably most days going to bounce between it's either going to be about marketing techniques that don't require a lot of money, or it's going to be about business fundamental, business systems, about the greater business, how to build a business, things like that. And today I want to talk about the marketing because I know that that's what you guys are interested in. So here is an idea for some marketing. I have not done this yet. I've seen some people start to do this, not necessarily in the app business, but just in general, especially in Silicon Valley, on some fun companies that I've seen. But I think that this is a really good idea. And I got inspiration from this actually from Fortafy. And if you guys don't know Fortafy, they're the publisher and really the content machine behind Color Switch. And they helped build the brand. They helped get hundreds of millions of downloads for Color Switch. And they have continued to have sustained success. And they did it all outside of the App Store, or mostly throughout, most of their marketing was done outside of the App Store. And I think that's just such an amazing model. Now, what I want to talk about today is how to capitalize on opportunities that happen with displacement in the marketplace. In the finance world, anytime that you see a lot of things shifting, right? Mergers and acquisitions, you see businesses being bought, you see businesses going bankrupt, you see things changing industries. Anytime that there's change in the financial markets, that is typically the time when people make and lose the most amount of money, because it means the finances are shifting from one sector to another, one company to another, things like that. In the app business, it's no different, and I think that there's a lot that you can do from a content standpoint that can help you build your Fortafy. It's easy to look at something like Fortafy that has, I don't even know what it is, 10 million likes on Facebook now, and say, well, how am I ever going to get to that Everest? It's so big. I could never build something that huge. And you might not get to that point immediately. You might not get to that point next year in 10 years. I don't know. But you can get started. And you don't necessarily need to have 10 million likes on your Facebook page to still make a big impact on your business and to get you to that $1,000 a month goal. That is really when the financial freedom starts to kick in. That's when you start to see some cash flow really start to happen. So what I want to talk about today is what's happening with Vine. And if you guys don't know Vine was purchased by Twitter, I think like 2 years ago, maybe somewhere around there. And what Vine is just 6-second video loops that people make on their phone, and people just watch them over and over. It was a very engaging content platform that was shut down last week, I believe. And when you start to read the backstories of Vine, what happened was that the content creators actually all got together and they really wanted Vine to succeed. They wanted it to keep going because they were bringing in all the traffic. They were getting all this exposure. They had millions and millions and millions of people following them, watching their videos. They were influencers in a lot of ways. And Vine and Twitter kind of disregarded that. They didn't put enough emphasis or enough weight on the value of those content creators. So Vine had all these amazing content creators that all got together and all agreed that they knew their value. They knew how many people they could get to look at something. They knew what sort of influence that they would have on distribution. There are thousands of these content creators. these content creators now no longer have a platform. They're all moving mostly to YouTube and Instagram. That's really where the shift is happening. But every article that you read, and this is true with almost every content creator on the internet right now, right? There's an awesome article, I'll try to link to it below, called The Death of Vlogging, that describes the life of a vlogger who has 300,000 followers and they have to waitress at night because she's not making any money. And people don't understand that. The same is true for these people in Vine. They had all this amazing content, they were creating all this amazing content, they had these followers, but they couldn't make any money. And so right now there is a huge opportunity where all these Vine content creators are not sure where to go. They're not sure what the platform to do. They're not sure if they want to start over. And they also, this is the key, they also have a huge pain point that they're not making any money. They don't know how to make money. They're not sure how to monetize their content. And so they're like, well, do I make ads? Do I get promotional, like, do I start doing branded products? Do I do promo deals? You know, what's the strategy here? And that is where you come in, because there's two different ways you can do this. The first is what we always talk about with the influencer marketing, where you go to an influencer, you do a revenue split, they launch the app, or they promote the app, you build it, boom, it works great with emojis. That model's been proven out. A lot of people resist that because they get hung up on the idea of what an influencer is. And I think in the app business we have this weird aversion to terminology. Like the second we get hooked on a term, we classify it, we put it into a compartment, and there's no flexibility within that. And that's unfortunate, but that's typically what happens. So if you don't want to do the revenue model, what you can do is you can go find ways to empower these content creators and to potentially get them to make money, right? So what you would do is you would go to a Vine person, content creator, and pitch them and say, hey, I want you to make 10 videos all about funny camping videos for my new app or whatever. And the Vine person's like, well, that's worth a lot. And you go, okay, that's great. You make these videos, I'll highlight you on my page, even if you don't have anyone on your page yet, I'll highlight you on your page and I'll pay you $50, right? Assuming you're gonna make $50 from the traffic that you get off of your app, right? Because if they're making 10 videos, they're gonna do really, really well. They potentially could go viral. You now have all this content. You should be able to make that $50 back. And even if you can't, that is an awesome investment. And for someone who's a content creator who's not making any money at all, that gets interesting. They now have a way to monetize their content exclusively, right? And you now have some really good video content. And the reason this can work so well right now is because we are in a market situation where these Vine content creators aren't sure what to do, and they need money. They have to get paid. They have to pay their bills somehow, and all they want to do is make content. So if you solve that problem for them, if you say, look, you make content, I'm this kind of content, I'll pay you, I'll do a rev split with you, whatever, I'll get you dollars in your pocket, you have an opportunity to crush it. Versus you go on YouTube and all of a sudden they're like, well, I have this many subscribers and I get this many inbound leads and blah, blah, blah. There's a little bit more of a marketplace now. With Vine, there's not. This is really similar to what Fortafy did. Now they did long form videos, right? It's almost like, some of them are 30 seconds long, some of them are a minute and a half long, whatever it may be. But you go and empower content creators, you have them make content about your app, and then you trade them something. Fortafy traded them exposure because they already had a lot of exposure to give them, but you can trade them small dollar amounts because they need money. They don't have a platform anymore. They're looking for a place to go. So I have not done this yet. I'm looking into doing it. If I didn't have so many things going on, I probably would be doing this a lot more aggressively. I see other people doing it. They are getting massive results from it because these Vine creators need ways to make money. If you give them a way to make money, if you either pay them or share anything, you're gonna get them to make you tons of videos. And you may not see value in videos right now. You might not be like, well, if I make a video, how many downloads do I get off that? You're thinking about it like a math equation. That's not how you really build a business and a brand. You have to think about it like, wow, I'm gonna get something that people are going to like and they're going to share and they're gonna talk about that. The ripple effect of that is what I'm looking for. That is the long-term success, because that all comes back to having a target market that you really like. That's why it's all about the market research and understanding who your users are. So that's today's info, I guess. The big summary, the too long don't read summary. There's a shift happening in the content world with Vine. Their biggest problem is they're not making any money, and you can solve that problem very, very easily and get a huge benefit from that solution, right? You pay them, they're gonna get you a big benefit, and you can get disproportionate results off of video marketing, especially really well-made video from proven content creators. And all you gotta do is just go find these Vine stars and pitch them, build relationships to them, and know what you want, know what kind of videos you want them to make them an offer. So I hope that helps. If anybody out there does this and you land a Vine person and it works for you, feel free to email me. I will be happy to chat with you personally, because I think that shows that you took action and that you're doing stuff that no one else is doing, which inevitably means that you're probably gonna make more money than everybody else, because that's how it always works. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in, for watching, for listening, for everything, and I will see you next time. Peace out.